What's going on, everybody? It's me, Erica. The sun looks crazy. It looks so crazy. I was driving down the street so slow. This man got from behind me like, girl, you're going to have to take pictures of the sun on your own time. What's going on, everybody? We're down here. We're not down here for a long time, just for a little while. Down here to talk about just some random topics. She almost didn't make it down here. Hold on, let me wait for this guy to go away. He need to get his stuff together. So what's going on, y'all? We not down here to talk about anything specific, just random topics. Look at that Pitbull chocolate one too. How cute. Speaking of Pitbull, that's one of the topics I wanted to talk about. Y'all, I know y'all saw that man. I know y'all saw that man running from that Pitbull. Come on, Chloe and Haley. I know y'all saw that man running from that Pitbull and jumping on top of the car. Did y'all see that video? That man jumped on top of the car. So this man, that's one of the things. Go ahead and like, subscribe, comment. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome. Thank you. I noticed that some of y'all are watching old videos and leaving comments. So whenever y'all watch an old video and leave a comment on it, I typically share it with the rest of the community on the community page so that y'all can look at old videos to see, who the hell have you subscribed to? You know what I'm saying? Who the hell have you subscribed to? So I shared one, don't share your shame story with everybody, because that happens a lot. I see it a lot. I see a lot of friendships, a lot of acquaintanceships people fall out. I see it on YouTube a lot. I see it a lot everywhere, really, on a lot of social media. I see it on Facebook. I used to see it on Facebook. I see it on Twitter. People become friends, fast friends. And I think part of it is just people really are looking for someone or somebody to connect to. Yeah, I'm looking at you, dog. Baby, she got that dog tied to the rim. To the rim of her car. Child, if he runs, he takes your whole damn tire off the damn car. All right, so here we are. This is better, right? Okay. So anyway, yeah, this man, it seemed like he was going to, I know y'all saw the video.
Oh, we can get through that gate! No. You can't get out. No. Lord have mercy.
It seemed like he was going to visit someone. I don't know if the person knew him or what. It seemed weird. Like the interaction, it was like, what are you doing here almost? But anyways, he gets out of the car. The dog, which would look like a bluish gray pit bull, runs out of the yard. The father is with a small child. The child looks no more than 6 years old. No more than 6 years old. I look like a little first grader with a backpack on and everything. Does she have a backpack on, a little purse or something? Poor baby. The dog comes running out. This nigga jumps on top of the car, but the little baby is like on the side, and she's screaming, daddy, like screaming daddy. And it's like, he's telling her, go around there. First of all, he's telling her, go around there. The dog finally gets in the gate. But the dog, I don't know, it didn't seem like, let me tell you something. If that dog wanted to attack that little girl, it could have attacked that little girl. And you know how pit bulls, their jaws lock, and then they start going like this. They start like, I don't know how to call it. swinging you. Like they lie and they start swinging you because they want you to, I don't know if that's trying to get you to tire out or what, but they start swinging your ass. So that could have ended really badly. And I'm thinking to myself, what kind of man, what kind of man is you? Number two, what kind of human adult are you? Everybody knows that children are dependent on adults for their survival. And you just really let that little baby be out there unprotected. To me, I was like, I cannot believe this man did this. And she's screaming. Now, the psychological effects of that, what is that going to have on that little girl? First of all, you are in a dangerous situation, and the person that you depend on for your survival left you and saved themselves. How are you bringing your child over to meet a dog? I wanted her to see this dog. That's what he walked up. I wanted her to see this dog. Did he do that on purpose? Did he know that? I mean, does he know the dog is going to get out? Why? I don't understand how you, in that situation, would save yourself first and not grab the little girl. Even if you grabbed the little girl and jumped up on the car and held, was holding on like anything, but you didn't even make any gestures to like save your child, not just any little kid, because we know how niggas are. They only protect honey, he ruined my theory, because my theory is niggas only protect what they feel like they're in relation to or what they own. Anything outside of that, you on your damn own. But here, honey, this man, he ruined my little theory, because I was like, why did he leave that baby on the side of the car? It's not funny. It is not funny, but it just speaks to how some people are, like how selfish of you. And I just don't understand how you could not, what kind of scars is that going to leave on that little girl? It might not do anything. It might leave an impression. I don't even want to say a scar, an impression on that little girl that, one, I can't depend on my father to protect me. Hello? Two, I can't depend on a man to protect me, because now this is your father, and this person who is your father is also a man, right? I can't depend on him. So how is that going to translate to how she relates as a little girl growing up into a young woman, into a woman? How is that going to affect how she relates to other men or father figures? It's like, he really messed up. He really messed up. You would have to leave our village. You have to leave the village. Because if you are a man and you have assumed the role that society has given to you all as being protectors, where the hell did the protection go for the child? Like I could see if it was another man. I could see if it was another adult woman. But a baby, like, that come up to your knees, that's a short person right there. That dog could have tore her ass, could have killed that girl. And while you saving yourself on the top, baby, not the hood of the car, on the top of the car. On the top of the car. You running, and then you yelling at her, listen now, don't cry. Stop crying. Stop crying. Stop crying. Hello. First of all, I'm in danger. Number one. Number two, that's a natural response to danger. So not only are you telling this little girl, I'm your father, I won't protect you. I'm a man, I won't protect you. But now, whatever emotions that you're getting from not being protected, stop it. What the hell is wrong with men today? I don't understand it. I don't get it. But yet and still, you guys want to be the protectors and the providers. What I have changed that language around protection and providing, and I feel it should be reframed and reimagined. That's a new buzzword. We have to reimagine what protection and providing is for, because you cannot provide. I mean, you can try, but in the United States, black women are the most educated of the population, of all of the population. Black women are. So black women are getting access, and it's strange because black women are more successful than black men. And it sounds bad to say, and it sounds like, oh my God, you're demeaning them or whatever. Step your pussy up. But it's like, when you live in a society that doesn't provide a consequence for behavior, you tend to get people that might operate on a mediocre level. You understand what I'm saying? Like, mediocrity can get them whatever it is they need to survive, or whatever partner they want. They can be mediocre in partnership. They can also be abusive in partnership, whether that's by cheating or lying or whatever. And they still will have women lined up. And even out of those women will be the most educated black women. Like, there are really, like, and you could see it. It's so funny because I'm watching Girlfriends, and you could see like these heterosexual dating dilemmas that Joan and Tony and, what's the other girl, Lynn, what they are going through. And it's still, and I'm watching something that's 20 years old, y'all, 20 years old. I'm watching it. I'm like, these are the same themes that women who are looking for partnership are dealing with, right? Tony is a person who aspires to be, have security and all of these things. And she's grappling with dating a starving artist. You understand what I'm saying? This person, she wants these things. She's successful, and she wants an equally successful man. And the man that she quote unquote loves is not as successful and cannot provide for her the way that she wants to be provided for. But I was saying, reimagine provider and protector. Provider and protector, I feel, should be reimagined to provide protection to gatekeepers, right? And to amplify the gatekeepers of your culture's voice, because men are not the gatekeepers of their culture. They're not. It's women. And it's done through food. It's done through fashion. It's done through language. It's women maintain their culture. Whatever culture they belong to, it's the women who maintain the culture, right? If you look at a like a interracial couple, look at if the man is black and the woman is white, look at the traditions that they practice in their home. If the woman is not black, I'll say that, look at the traditions that they carry in that home. More than likely, there are traditions that fall from wherever culture she's from, right? Because she maintains the home. She cooks the food. She monitors what is shown on television. She monitors the traditions that are kept in the home. The woman does that, right? Just based on the role that women take in society, the woman is the gatekeeper and also the one who is is populating the world, right? So to me, I feel like it should be provide protection to a gatekeeper of your culture. Men don't do that. Men want to be up in front. They want to lead. I don't know how you can call yourself a leader and you can call yourself a protector and a provider when you're leaving a child out to be mauled by a pit bull. It's crazy to me. Speaking of another, I don't know why, I don't know what this is. I don't know. It's just men, they just don't behave well. I don't know what the problem, I do know what the problem is. David Affacesso. What's his name? What's Tamar's fiance's name? David Affacesso. Hold on. Osefesso. Oh, let's see. Tamar. David and Tamar. That's the only way I can find David is by looking for Tamar, because don't nobody know who he is otherwise. David Affacesso. Adefesso. He pulled a fast one. David, we saw some text messages, right? And I was pleased at the way that Vincent handled David Adefesso, because David is on some manipulative shit, right? Everybody knows the story with Tamar. I don't have to give a backstory. Everybody knows the story. I asked back in July, was David controlling and abusive? We saw the text messages between Tamar and Jason. We saw the bruise on Tamar's arm. We know that David has filed a restraining order. And when he filed the restraining order, I said, oh, I know what he's doing. He's trying to make it seem like Tamar is hard to deal with. Now, based on patterns of behavior that we have been able to witness, Tamar does have a pattern of behavior. So when somebody's coming out against her, the likelihood of you believing them is high, right? Because Tamar has a pattern of behavior. However, there are some people who will take that and use that to their advantage in an effort to abuse someone, right? I believe David isolated Tamar. I believe that he wants to become famous from her, because I don't know how a businessman who doesn't want cameras around, who's not really comfortable with cameras, all of a sudden is making videos and things like that. Like, I don't know what's going on. It seems a little sketchy to me, but I feel like David filed that restraining order as a way to be like, look, see, Tamar is problematic. She's being problematic again. And I feel like Tamar's thing is, she's looking for men to partner with. A lot of people are asking, how does she wind up with men like this? Men can spot women who are desperate for partnership, who are willing to compromise their selves in order to be into partnerships, who are willing to isolate themselves, who are willing to remove friends and family from their lives. And this creates, we know what the tactics are of an abuser. Everybody knows what they are. Men, I don't know why they don't see that people are on to that kind of behavior. We know the progression of an abuser. We know how they do it. David sends Vincent. Now, this is what my theory is that David sent Vincent this text message in hopes of him aligning with him because he's a man, right? I'm a man. You've been with this woman. You guys are divorced. You know how she is. You know how Tamar is, and so let me try to get Vince on my side so that we can show like Tamar is a problem. She's a problem. Vince was like, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Vince and Herbert, let him know, baby, we are not friends. We will never be after hearing how you treated Tamar. My conversation yesterday was respectful and honest, and you never mentioned what you said to her, how you threatened her and then called the police on her as if it wasn't you on the tape I heard threatening to kill Logan's mother. David, at first I was a cheerleader for you too. I'm disappointed. I am disappointed. He let him know. And Vincent ain't no angel, okay? We know he's not. We know he started acting stupid when he started losing weight, as most niggas do. But for him to have not allowed that man to infiltrate his family like that, because he could have easily, there's so many men who would have easily failed for David's shit and been like, yep, I don't like that bitch neither. Tamar was a bitch to me. Tamar did this to me. Like two men against Tamar. And the way that we operate in society, everybody would believe David and Vincent against Tamar, because we've seen how Tamar acts. We've seen it. We've seen how Tamar acts. So Vincent and David, they're probably right. David's probably right. I'm so glad that Vincent let him have it, because you're not going to do that. And we could see what you're doing. It's very clear what you're doing. You understand? I think it's disgusting. And I think it was just something about David that I didn't like. I don't really follow Tamar, only like when it's in the news. Really concerned about her well-being, and I'm watching her on this episode of her show, and she just seems really disconnected. She doesn't seem like she's grounded at all. I feel bad for Tamar, and I want Tamar to understand like a lot of women, there are a lot of women like Tamar who feel like if a man doesn't want me, then something must be wrong with me. I must be unworthy, or, you know, and then you go and find out, because everybody, the question is, how does Tamar find herself in these abusive situations? It's because people can tell, like men can tell, like, oh, okay, I got you. I can see how I can get her, you know. And some men are intentional with who they pick, but some men are just manipulative. They are socialized to be like that, socialized to manipulate people in their relationships. It's just a socialization. Some reject it, some fall and lean right into it. But David, baby, Vincent said, first, I was a cheerleader for you. I'm disappointed and disgusting for a man to talk to any female. So he still calls women female. But I'm really glad that he let him know. After I make sure Tamar and Logan's belongings are cleared out of your home, there is no need to contact you or for you to contact Logan. I trust that you have I trust that you have her watch that's in her car, various boxes in Logan's room, and everything else packed neatly so that we can have this done privately and quickly. You let me know if you have any other questions or issues, but for now, we have nothing else to discuss. He really thought he was going to have Vincent on his side. Vince was like, girl, not today, not this time. Now, I imagine if there wasn't a child involved, Vincent probably would have been on David's side. But I think because there's Logan is involved here, you're not going to have this manipulative man. And then David was out on the beach with Tamar's son. I'm like, what are you doing with her kid? On video and stuff. I was like, that shit is crazy. That whole thing is crazy. We got to figure out, like, Tamar, you can be by yourself. It's okay. It is okay to be by yourself. Like, for a while, if you are a human who desires to be in partnership, you should make sure you get your stuff together before going into another partnership. Because if you're not together, and we've all had that experience, and I'm giving advice based on experience, it's like when you don't know who you are and you're not secure, somebody can come in and just be an influence. If you're by yourself and you feel you don't have anybody around you, you'll keep somebody around you for long after they have their stay has expired. You will keep people around you that shouldn't be around you. Tamar acted like David was, heaven sent. You know what I'm saying? And, I was watching Layla's video. She had somebody on there who was an expert and who had studied domestic violence. I think she was a counselor or something. And she was saying that maybe David got addicted to fame because fame is an addiction. You get addicted to it. I agree with that. I think maybe he was looking for a way to get into the spotlight, and Tamar was the easiest person. Let me go out. Let me flash my money. Let me use some wealthy, famous woman's name to get myself out there. Now, didn't nobody know who David was? Nobody, until he started fooling with Tamar. And now look at all this stuff that's happening. Like, she wants to end her life. Some men will take you there. Look at Stephanie Santiago. She addicted to drugs, and it's a byproduct of being depressed from how some man treats her. I don't understand. I think there's just a lot of healing for women that need to happen because a lot of these things, like all of these things that women are dealing with men in their relationships, a lot of abuse and things. When we're talking about like even in Huntsville, Latisha and her husband, the one where you can't see his teeth in the front, he was like, he said something so demeaning to her. And I think when you I think it's demeaning to say to your spouse, well, you were from the other side of the tracks. And then when she gets upset about it, you flip it and get mad at her for getting mad at you. And now she's trying to figure out how for you not to be mad. Now she has to coddle you in your anger when what you said originally made her angry. Like, this manipulative approach to dealing with conflict is tired. It's so tired. It is so tired. And I'm looking at him like, and I'm so glad that she was like, I want to know what you meant by that. And I don't like that. I'm glad that she said that. I'm glad she said, I don't like that. And I want to know, no, what did you mean by that? And he really tried to flip it. And then, like in a classic manipulation, flips it and gets mad at her. Now she has to figure out how to get him to be okay. You understand? Like, I said something to you. I made you mad. Now I know I'm wrong, and I don't want to explain why I'm wrong. I don't want to accept that I'm wrong. So I'm going to flip it on you and get mad at you. And now, because of how you've been trained in this marriage, you want to do whatever it takes to appease me so I won't be mad anymore. Now we've forgot why you're mad. Now you're worried about me. Now you're worried about me. You understand? I'm so glad that Latisha was like, I don't like what you just said. And what did you mean by that? Well, you know, he's talking about he slept on church floors and this and that. You know exactly what you meant. Well, I didn't mean it that. That's not how I'm taking it. And then he said, are you saying that I chose a wife that I'm not happy with? Like, I was like, oh my God. And this is why it's important to watch shows like this, because you can see examples of what you read in psychology books, right? You can see examples of narcissism. You can see examples of abuse. You can see examples of manipulation just by how they have a conversation. You can watch them, and you can watch the progression. You can watch them. I did not like that. I did not like how he did that. And it was it was just really, I was like, my thing is, how do you stay married to somebody like that? How do you, after 13 years, you ain't never caught him in no lies? That's a lie. You ain't never caught him in no lies. You want your shit to be perfect. He's setting you up because he's cheating on you. He's setting you up to say, I'm not getting the attention. I'm not doing this, because he doesn't want her to have her own identity and, you know, take trips and have speaking engagements. He wants her to be totally focused on him. And if she's not, then he's making little comments that, oh, I'm feeling lonely and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. That's just a setup for him to say, girl, and she knows it. I'm glad she knows. Like, when niggas start talking about that, he's probably already cheating on her. I'm sure there's rumors down in Huntsville that man is already cheating on her. I don't know what's wrong with these men. David, the dad and the Pitbull, and Latisha's husband down in Huntsville. He gonna tell her, you're from a different side of the tracks. Baby, she was like, I don't like that. What's that supposed to mean? What is that supposed to mean? I want to know what that's supposed to mean. No, you're going to tell me what you meant by that. And then he gets mad at her. Girl, that shit is crazy to me. There was something else that I wanted to talk about. Hold on, let me go. I want to watch Andrew Gillum's interview, but I don't want to talk about it until I watch the whole interview, and I can't find it. And I'm also going to watch Cuties, y'all. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch Cuties because I want to talk about it, and I want to talk about it in the full scope. I want to talk about the response, the marketing. I want to talk about how they marketed, how the response, and then I want to talk about the film. I want to actually watch the film. So I will be watching it. I don't think that it's smart to say to get rid of an entire streaming platform for one movie. There are approximately 7,000 movies on Netflix, and we don't like the marketing of one movie, so you want to get rid of the entire streaming service. That stuff like that doesn't make sense. Instead of saying, can you take the movie out of the streaming service, you say get rid of the entire streaming service. That doesn't make sense. So I want to talk about that. That's about it. That's all I want to talk about. I know we wasn't down here for a long time, but it's what it is. So that's all I'm going to say. I don't know about David. I don't know about the dad and the Pitbull. All of that stuff is crazy to me. All of that stuff is crazy to me, and I think it deserves conversation. I think we should be talking about David. I think we should be talking about what David did. I hope that Tamar comes out and talks about the progression of the abuse that she endured with David. I hope she also talks about how you allow that to happen, right? What are the different factors that come into play for where you keep partnering with men who are abusing you? And you're like, you don't want to blame the victim, because a lot of men are it's just a socialization of men and women where it's okay for men to treat women a certain way. Like yesterday, so there's this thing here. It says, this woman asked, how come men never need reassurance? Like, why are y'all so secure? What's the secret? And my happy ass said, it's a performance. Men are humans just like us. And they have a wide range of emotions just like us. However, they are only socialized to have a relationship with the emotion anger. And usually that emotion of anger comes with protecting their masculinity. And so it's a performance that they're so secure and things like that, because men do have a wide range of emotions that they're taught to abandon. And then if you access those emotions, then you're told you're weak. So like I said, the only relationship that a lot of men have with their emotions is just anger. It's just anger, aggression, and that anger and aggression is only performed or expressed when they're protecting their masculinity. Anything outside of that, they're not expert. They're cool, calm, and collected. They're not worried about nothing. Nothing. And then one person says, then they do, that's why they cheat. They've been conditioned not to ask or need it. So they search for validation from other women that what they know, they still got it. They want to know they still got it. So she's basically saying men just go from woman to woman to woman to like a self-reassurance, like, oh, I still got it. This woman will talk to me. I think that happens a lot on dating apps. I think dating apps, men like to collect, like, oh, this woman liked me. She liked me. I have no intention of doing anything. I just want to see that women think that I'm attractive. I think that's what happens a lot on these dating apps. But also, there's no consequence for the lack of self-discipline and control. And women are taught to forgive bad behavior of men over and over again, because we're taught that a man will be a man, and therefore bad behavior is just embedded in his psyche, that this is how men act. This is what men do. And it's not what men do. It's how they're socialized to behave. It has nothing to do with the person. This is how society says, this is how you deal with women. This is how you deal with other men. When you go to the barbershop, this is how you act. When you go home, this is how you act. This is how you treat women. This is how you treat other men. This is how you treat children. And that's how it works. And again, the excuse, and I always say it, the excuse is embedded in their humanity. From the beginning, boys, how is it that you live in a society that tells you boys develop slower than girls, but boys growing into men should be leaders? If you're developing slower than the female human, how is it that you're capable of leading? Can you explain that to me? If you're developing slower, right? You don't mature as fast, right? You develop slower. This is how you've been socialized to believe. Then why, as a group, are we accepting that men are put in first in line to lead? Where does that come from? So I have an excuse for my behavior, but I also want to be able to lead you. Girl, that makes no sense. Women cheat just as much as men. However, women are vilified when they are caught. Men are excused. That's all I have to say. All right, you guys, I'm out of here just responding to Go read the article that I posted on Twitter about Jessica Keurig. And a black woman wrote an article about her, which I loved. Part of the article said, Jessica Keurig, the fairest and phoniest of them all, knew that many black folks would never question her blackness because we've been conditioned through white supremacy to accept whatever said blackness is acceptable for the moment. Go read it. I'll post it to the community page so y'all can see it. Anyways, I have to go. I was only down here, supposed to be down here for 30 minutes. It's 37 minutes. You guys take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Peace.